The issuance of the royal pardon for the release of 545 inmates sentenced in various cases affirms the high approach of His Majesty the King, which aims to support family stability and provide the opportunity for those included in the pardon to integrate into society. Those included in the special royal pardon and their families praised this humanitarian gesture that coincided with the blessed Eid al-Adha. More in this report. Overwhelming joy expressed by the families of those included in the royal pardon regarding the release of 545 inmates sentenced in various cases. This pardon reflects the high approach of His Majesty the King that calls for peaceful coexistence and tolerance, and reflects the values that aim to support the family stability and provide the opportunity for those included in the pardon to integrate into society and participate in the comprehensive development process. The royal pardon coincided with the celebration of the Silver Jubilee of His Majesty's accession to the throne, as well as the occasion of the blessed Eid al-Adha, which reflected joy and pleasure in the hearts of the families. This generous parental care from His Majesty the King contributes to strengthening family cohesion, which is part of many humanitarian gestures, most notably the royal pardon for the release of 1,584 convicts in riot and criminal cases, which was issued last April. The government, headed by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, is making continuous efforts to implement the directives of His Majesty the King to strengthen and consolidate the state of law, institutions and human rights according to a comprehensive and integrated system. These are success stories written by the Kingdom of Bahrain that highlight its civilizational achievements in the field of human rights in light of a royal approach that supports the comprehensive development process in the Kingdom of Bahrain. To speak more about the royal pardon, we were joined earlier over the phone by the Managing Director of the Diplomacy Plus Consultancy, Stephen Jones, who elaborated further on the matter.
Well, Eid is traditionally a time when rulers grant pardons to those convicted of crimes. The King's action is very much, I think, a reflection of these values. He's calling those pardoned to recommit themselves to society and its unity. He's giving them a new chance to demonstrate obedience to the rules and the customs that govern Bahraini society and which have made it such a potent force for progress. And similarly, King Hamad is recognizing them as citizens and participants in Bahraini society, recognizing that these individuals have promise, have something to contribute, that they are individuals with lives, with hopes, with aspirations, despite their previous mistakes in life. I think it's a reflection of the sense of hope that I've witnessed for myself in my visits to Bahrain, a reflection of the fact that we all should have a second chance in life. Once again, Bahrain has shown itself to be a force for progress, and Bahrain is to be commended for developing a comprehensive program of correctional activity that ensures each individual is treated according to their personal situation and their willingness to change. The King's pardons on the occasion of Eid demonstrates that he is openly demonstrating leadership, taking decisions in the long-term interests of Bahraini society. And all of this, what we've seen with the Eid pardons, is entirely consistent with the National Human Rights Plan, which is a sign for all the world to see that the values of tolerance, cohesion and unity are alive and well in Bahrain under King Hamad, and long may they remain so.
We were also joined earlier over the phone by the political analyst David Powell, who spoke further about the royal pardon.
Yes, well, this royal pardon is very interesting. 545 inmates are to be released under this pardon to mark Eid al-Adha. And as you said, it's not a one-off gesture. This is part of a pattern that we've seen in Bahrain. Only last April, over 1,500 detainees of various kinds were released from jail under a pardon for both Eid al-Fitr and for the 25th anniversary of the accession of the king. Yes, well, I think the alternative sentence law that came into effect about 6 years ago was a landmark in this initiative to improve the situation for detainees and to reintegrate them better into society. And we've seen over the last 6 years of this alternative sentence policy, whereby prisoners who've served half their sentences can be released to serve in community programs. We've seen quite an astounding success